Happy Monday. And for those of you in Canada, happy Victoria Day. So today we have three questions. Pretty exciting. The first one is from Rachel J. And she writes, feeling trapped in my job. It's only been a month. How do I get out without being perceived as a job hopper? This is actually a really great question because of something that actually happened last week. So last week I was doing a session with a colleague, and one of the questions that came up was talking about, when you have someone that is working for you and it's not working out, what do you do? And I said the old adage of hire slowly, fire fast. And the person who I was talking to said, wow, that seems really harsh. And so we kind of talked through that. And this question from Rachel reminds me of that. So what do I mean? Well, as a person looking for a job, Rachel, you need to always think about the fact that you want to accept slowly and know when to leave quickly. So what happens is you have 90 days, theoretically, for either party to walk away and say, hey, this didn't work out. But before you do that, sit down and talk to your manager or HR or someone in authority to say, I'm not really comfortable with whatever it is that's going on, or you're not feeling like this job is a right fit, because there might be some things that they can do that will allow you to remain in that job and see that it's a really good fit. But I'm a big proponent of trusting your gut. And if after those conversations you realize this is definitely not a right fit, I made a wrong choice, I think it's okay to say to them, you know what, this is not a right fit for me. I don't think that this is going to work out, but what if we can figure out a way that we can both walk away whole? And here's the idea, I will resign from this position, but I will stay long enough for you to be able to fill this position, and it will allow me time to go find something else. Now, some employers will jump at that opportunity. They'll go, yeah, that's really great. We have someone that has that work ethic and that integrity to say, hey, this isn't working out. Let's see if we can mutually leave this relationship without any, bad feelings. Now, there's some places, because of how toxic it is, and Rachel, you might be in a toxic environment, and that's why you're like, I don't want to be here, that conversation is not going to be met well. So what I would say to you, if you know you're in that type of environment, get your ducks in a row. Make sure you have everything you need to be able to walk out. And you don't actually have to put this on your resume. If you've been someplace less than 3 months, you don't have to include it on your resume. And so it doesn't count as job hopping. So I hope that helps. But really, if you can, this is a great opportunity to talk to the people that you work for and really see if there's a way to make this better, because obviously you joined this company because you saw something great in it. And so hopefully you can find that. Speaking of that, I would love to sort of talk about the idea of onboarding really quickly. A lot of the things that I'm sure Rachel is probably going through and other people have gone through who are listening to this thinking, yeah, I felt that way in a job, has been because of how they were onboarded. Ever been in that situation where all of a sudden your first day of work, you're super excited to come into work and you sit there and no one has planned for you to be there. No one has prepared. You don't have a laptop. You don't have a desk. You've nowhere to sit. They haven't even thought that through. I have been there. I have been in that situation in my past. And I think a lot of us have been in that situation. And it is so disheartening as the person who's super excited about starting this new position to realize that no one has even realized that you're supposed to be starting. You show up on your bright and early Monday morning to nothing. And so as employers, we need to think about that. We need to consider when we hire someone that it should be exciting for them. They're excited about coming to your company. They're excited about doing this new job. We need to maintain that excitement and that engagement and beyond the first day. But the first day is critical. It's that first impression. So make sure you've assigned a buddy to that person. Make sure they have a desk if that's the situation, or they have a computer that they're going to be working on, or they have a station that they're going to be going to, that they know what's going to happen that first day, that prior to them showing up, you've sent them a packet that says, hey, if it's going to be a training day, this is your first day. This is who you're going to train with. This is what's going to happen. Let people know what's going to happen and bring that excitement, because the more that you can create a positive experience on that first day of work, the better it is for the longevity of that employee. They're going to feel excited about being at your company, and they're going to want to continue working for you. So that's really it. And you won't have a situation where you have someone like poor Rachel who's like, I don't know if I want to be here. It's been a month and it's been a horrible experience. And trust me, if you decide to stay because you're afraid of not being able to find another job, or you're afraid of not being able to make money, it is going to be a really painful job experience in the long run. You know this isn't working out. So this is a good opportunity to just say, okay, you know what? It was a bad choice. But I will say, as a job seeker, interview slowly. Don't be too excited to just jump in. Really vet the organization. Interviews are a two-way street. Think of it like a date. You're on the date, they're on the date. You get to vet them while they're vetting you. That's the whole point of the interview process. It's for you too. So our next question comes from Kathy D. Kathy D says, is live in person back? Kathy, yes, it is. People want to be able to see people face to face. They want to interact. They want to walk around. Live is back, baby. And so it's really important when you're doing live events to really consider, one, social distancing is still happening. You know, there's still COVID, there's still the common cold, there's still all these other things in the world. And there's still people that feel uncomfortable about being out. So, you know, accommodate people if they want to wear masks. It's okay. Sometimes people wear masks not because they're afraid of your germs, but they're afraid of giving you germs. I've been in situations where I've had to actually go out in the world and I may have a cold, or I may not be feeling very well. And so I will put on a mask, and it's not because I'm afraid of the germs that are out there. It's more that I want to make sure I am not giving my germs to other people. So let's not make fun of people if they're wearing masks out in the world. Let's make sure that we're accommodating that. I mean, I don't wear a mask on a regular basis when I'm out about in the world. Like I said, it's only when I'm sick and I know I actually have to go out in the world will I put a mask on. And I think other people are like that as well. So let's be respectful of that. One, make sure that you're making it a fun experience for people to be back. You know, get people hyped up about being back face to face and interacting with their coworkers or with new colleagues or at conferences. Conferences are back. People want to be at conferences. They want to learn in large groups. And yes, there's still virtual, and virtual is not going away. So there are situations where these things are going to be hybrid. Make sure if it's a hybrid situation that you have the right technology for that, so that the experience is positive for those in the room as well as those out of the room. Well, with that, I was going to do our last question. Maybe I could sneak it in. All right. So it's Bradford C. And what questions do you ask before setting up a workshop or a session or program? Bradford, that's a great question. And what you're talking about is the discovery process. And this is important for everyone. Whenever you're going into a situation, whether it's a job interview, as we did with Rachel, or if you're creating a workshop or a seminar, as Kathy was asking about in terms of in-person, you want to make sure you have a checklist of questions that you will inquire. And part of them are about the environment, part of them are about the culture, part of them are about logistics. And so you want to make sure that you're asking those questions to make sure you have a good understanding of what's going on with the group. Another thing to really think about is you want to find out about group dynamics. And so the questions around group dynamics, you want to really understand how the group works together. Is this a group that likes to go out with each other and hang out after work? Is this a group that's like, we're great and we have a great time at work, but we're not really interested in hanging out after work? You want to know those type of things because that will help inform how you build your workshop, how you build your sessions. And Bradford, if you want a complete list of the questions that I use when I'm doing discovery, I'm happy to send that to you. And anybody else who's also interested in those questions, feel free to DM me on any of the platforms that you're watching, and I will make sure to get those questions to you. With that, I will say it has been a great Monday so far. I hope you're having a wonderful Monday, and I will see you next Monday. Same bat time, same bat place. Bye for now.